Hello, beautiful. So let's talk about instincts and prompts that we get intuitively. And I really want you to come into your feeling space with me right now. We're going to just ground out our bodies and let the mind drop into the heart. And that's always easy to hear at first, but also a little wrinkly if you're in a mental space and you're trying to make time to listen to this. And I just asked you to become embodied. But really, even if you get one thing out of every micro shift upload, it's really to become embodied. The more embodied you are, the more you're going to feel your gifts come online, right? So if we were to think about how you operate intuitively, then what would that look like for you? Are you a feeler? Are you someone who watches for signs? It doesn't mean that you're looking around for signs all the time. But when you're in a place when you're in touch with yourself, do you notice that the signs are more heightened? Like you could see the same birds in your area every day. But then there's that one day when you're kind of feeling it in the air a little bit. You know, you're feeling more connected. And then you see the bird. And then you notice the bird's, unique feathers or, a certain splash of color that you don't always notice. And then you feel like you get a thought of a loved one or a memory. And then you're so connected, you think, wait, is this my imagination or is my grandma here? Like, now that I think of it, grandma really loved those kind of birds. And I don't know, I was thinking about grandma for a few days. So am I just trying to apply this sign, to grandma? There's a lot of wishy-washiness a lot of times, even for a developed psychic. When you can get a series of different prompts, you can still be ridiculous. And instead of immediately putting it together, oh yeah, that's gotta be you, grandma, It's like the best way to describe it is you have to be present. So we want to be present in our bodies whenever we're listening, even if you're feeling like wrinkly and your day's been hard. So just deepen your breath and just come back inside of yourself and just be so ready for whatever wants to shift in you today, whatever feeling that you get in your body that you want to take away with you. It's going to be a feeling of, oh, I'm more of myself. Oh, there's more to life than my schedule. Oh, I'm ready to be all that I can be. That's what these moments are together. So when you feel that sense of kind of where I'm pointing out to signs, how you receive your intuition, and you've got in your mind, let's breathe that into your heart. So let your heart breathe your breath of life as if your breath is breathing you. I love that analogy. The breath is breathing me. Oh my gosh, I was talking about birds and then all of a sudden, I don't know if you can hear them, but there's a lot of birds all of a sudden outside. It's like the frequency of birds. It's every time I start to talk, they answer back. I don't even know where they are. They've got to be kind of far away, but it's frequency, isn't it? So I guess the birds are prompting me. So much singing. I hope you can hear that. So we can allow ourselves to use our imagination more than we would like to use our imagination while we're developing our gifts. Because using your imagination with your gifts is never going to go away. If you want to stay really connected to being aware psychically, intuitively. And I feel like people think that that's a push or a strain. I get that. I mean, I really remember being super young, and I distinctively remember this isn't real. Like, this is my imagination. I just want to be psychic. But the thing is like, I don't know if I did want to be psychic, but who knows? I don't know if I thought that was even okay, but I do remember sitting on my parents' steep driveway and thinking some things about some things I knew and thinking, this is stupid. Like, why are you making this stuff up? Why do you think that's going to happen? In fact, I feel like it was having to do with like a relative, older relative, either getting sick or feeling like they were going to pass. And I thought, oh no, am I going to make them pass just because I thought about it? It's going to be my fault if they die. I mean, it's like the things we tell ourselves. But what I really want to focus on today is your imagination and how you receive your gifts, which is true. I think both. I just do. I just think we have to give credence to the undefinable. And yes, there could be some desires or wishes that are wrapped up into what you kind of want to see happen or make happen. But let's play with that this month. Like, what if that's not a bad thing? What if we share, hey, when I was this age, I thought this about this family member and then they passed away and I turned it off because I thought, oh no, what if I accelerated their death, right? Accelerated them leaving. What if I feel that we are interacting with those things and they don't need us to feel it, imagine it, or see it to happen. But I do believe on some level we're knitted together, that we see things, feel things, imagine things. I think there's a heavy emphasis on imagination. I think that when people are talking to people about what does it mean to be clairvoyant, and then I see a lot of times people think, well, I want to see it right in front of me. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. I doubt it, or you'd already manifest it, but I don't really prefer seeing ghosts like as a billowy thing in front of me, just so you know. Like, for the most part, when I have seen that, in theory, I think I would feel scared. I mean, when it's actually happened, I haven't felt scared. But I can observe myself like I'm in a lucid dream while it's happening, thinking, this is really scary. But then I have to check myself while it's happening and say, it's not scary. I know that it's just a mist of like some spirit. And then I can talk to the spirit or whatever. But I don't know if you just want to see everything you think you want to see. And there's a part of you, I think, that's super intelligent that knows you might not want to see everything in order to have proof. I mean, some of the things I have to see and have seen, they're hard, they're brutal. Like, you don't really want to know everything. It's difficult, you know, especially if I'm seeing through past lives that are really brutal and I don't just see it, but I feel it. And then I imagine the heartbreak of it, and then I cognizantly download the situation. It's heavy. So I believe that a lot of you know that on some level and have thought to yourself, what's it going to require for me to be like super good at this? And I think I'm going to hear you say when you share, like, part of you might get a hell no. Like, I don't think I want to see and feel and imagine and know and put together everything that Ali puts together. I know why I place limitations. So my recommendation is to at least just feel into that first when we're starting to think about how do we feel things psychically? How do we see things psychically? And that's why opening up the dialogue when you are getting psychic downloads, uploads, is a really good idea to like just immediately pray. That's kind of been my default mechanism for a long time, is to breathe like I am now and to just get still and to pray and just ask to be the best guide that I can, the best discerner that I can. And I think one really good way when we're scanning how you receive your gifts is like, how have I shut them down? What's my story around the intensity, the anticipation, the anxiety, also the pressure? Sometimes it's pressure of what I'm going to have to see, think, feel, or imagine, hear, perceive. I mean, sometimes it is, if your purpose is something different, maybe you're a great pianist or an artist or problem solver or strategic, financial planner or plumber. I mean, whatever you're doing right now in your life has this amazing purpose. And then I think it's healthy as we awaken our gifts to actually open up the conversation and dialogue with ourselves. What am I ready to allow myself to be in acceptance of receiving? Just that, just scanning. Am I completely available to be accurate? And does accuracy create some kind of level of intensity that I'm going to want to shut down to, right? So the most important thing we can do as healers and psychics and gifted people is to actually want to be correctly aligned. Divine alignment is so important. And if you've been one to hide from the situations or avoid conflicts or not want to see everything into a situation because it hurts, that could be the very reason why you might have some serious talents, but you just maybe aren't at a time in your life where you want to see that much, right? And so I just want to start here with you. Like, do you feel safe seeing, feeling, imagining, hearing, knowing, perceiving what it would take with all the level of intensity that might come to give yourself the freedom to show up all the way? Do you feel safe to meet your gifts with all the ingredients that it may entail to do it the best possible? And I want to give you a second part to this is to, after you do that, I think it's really wise to then pray and say, just steer me, be my helm. And I do want to be all that I've come to be, no matter, even if the lower self wants to say, okay, Ali, you're right. I don't want that. Bye, right? Don't settle for that. Just settle for radical honesty about meeting your gifts. And God's going to give you the strength to be able to steer them and to cultivate them and use them and help people. First of all, yourself, but to help others, to serve humanity. And so as you explore your gifts and how much you'll let them develop, I think this is an amazing place to start. And then we can take it a little deeper into the signs and symbology of walking through life in a more integrated way, so that when that bird lands right in front of you that you see every day, but then all of a sudden you think it's a message from your grandmother, and then the kid is wearing a t-shirt from your grandmother's favorite ice cream shop, and then, everything looks like it did in 1980 or 1990, 2000, and you're like, this is what it felt when I spent summers here at Grandma's. It's just interesting. It can be things like just the lighting looks like 2 decades ago. And then it becomes fun to start scanning, but you have to know, first off, that you'll let the gifts come the way that the sender wants to send the message, instead of us trying to frame it in the way that we think we most wanted it to come. And then its validity sort of like wavers and holds space in the container of like, well, it didn't look like what I really want to see. It's not really like, yeah, I know I talk to my grandma all the time, but I didn't know what was really happening. And I just thought it was my imagination. Like people can have major gifts speaking to the other side that I catch all the time. And they'll be like, yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm a medium for other people. Well, on the level that you're ready for, you're receiving the dialogue that you could, like from your grandma, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to be like me and walk into like a room and see that somebody's still there, I don't know. It doesn't matter. But the first step is knowing that a lot of times your gifts have already arrived. And if you think that you can talk to your grandma on the other side, but you can't talk to anybody else, that's not true. If you have the gift to talk to one, you have the gift to talk to all. And I hope that's kind of fascinating. I had fun with this. Thank you. Let me know what you think. It's a long one.